Okay, guys. So we're looking at the middle camera here, ladies and gentlemen. And in 3 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and we're live.
Welcome to Senior Stair Go TV. Today we're going to have a great conversation with a number of licensed professional fiduciaries, some here in San Diego, one in Torrance. So thank you for joining us. We have Donna Bogdanovich, who is with us today, and she is, as I mentioned, a licensed professional fiduciary. She's a general member of PFAC, which is the Professional Fiduciaries Association of California, and she's also a member of the board and chairs the Communications Committee. We also have Julie Sagita with us, who is also a general member and a licensed professional fiduciary, and she is the co-chair of this year's annual conference. So we're going to talk about what is a fiduciary, we're going to talk about the conference, we have all kinds of things to talk about today.
Thank you both for joining us today. And before we get started, I want the listening audience to please put their truth beanie caps on and really listen and learn and share this amazing information that you're about to get. And with your indulgence, I'm going to borrow a line from George Gobel, if you remember who George Gobel was. He appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And I just want everybody to have this in the back of their mind as they're watching today. Life is like a black tuxedo, and all you have in your closet are brown shoes. And that's really what a lot of what we do in our profession. So 2 goals today for everybody out there listening is to give you familiarity with reality, and we'll meet your road, and to provide you with options that support your dignity and your peace of mind. So before our first question, I want you guys out there in the audience to write 3 questions down. Have you and your siblings from birth agreed 100% of the time? Yes or no? There's no in between. Parents out there listening, do your children really see eye to eye on what's best for you and your money? Yes or no? And then, what is the price tag of your peace of mind? Now, if you wrote those questions down, you're listening, and you have your truth serum in, then we're going to continue into our first question for Donna. So Donna, what is a private licensed professional fiduciary?
Licensed professional fiduciary is a person that has at least a bachelor's degree in a related field, has taken classes that are designated by the licensing board of California, passed a 4-hour exam, and has continuing education each year. What we do is we work with senior population and at-risk population to make sure that a safe, secure environment and their money they're taken care of. And that's mostly what we do.
So what are some of the other services that you provide? Can you get a little more specific about
Sure.
the money and the security? And
So our license, our license says that we are supposed to only do things that we are educated on. So for example, I am not an investment person. I don't have an investment background, so I employ an investment person. I employ caretakers, case managers, that kind of thing. I'm like the umbrella I oversee everybody. So I'm the umbrella, and I hire all these people under my purview to make sure that the senior or the at-risk person is safe. I do a lot of work with mental illness. I do a lot of work with special needs trusts. So I do work with elderly, and I also do work with the at-risk younger person. So I'll monitor their investments, and I keep up on the market to make sure I know what a good return is. I'll make sure my investment people are taking care of the investments correctly. I work with the care managers, making sure that my seniors or my younger people have really good care. I work with attorneys. I work a lot with attorneys to make sure their plans are in place. That kind of thing. So I'm like the overseer of all the services that I employ.
So for those, we just ended the Super Bowl, so I'll use the football analogy. Your client is the owner of the team,
right,
and you're the general manager of the team, and you bring on the quarterback if they need to sell real estate, or you bring on the wide receiver if they need to have investment strategies and things like that.
Exactly.
So what is the value of working with a member of the Professional Fiduciaries Association of California?
We, to be a member of the Professional Fiduciary Association, you have to sign a code of ethics. We have to have a specific education. Not only do we have education through our licensing through the state of California, but we also have to have additional licensing for to be a member of the Fiduciary Association. We also have to attend our meetings, and our meetings are very educational. So I think by employing a member of the Professional Fiduciary Association, they're a cut above. They've signed in a code of conduct. They are taking classes that are a lot more educational and professional. And we also have what's called listservs. So if we have a question, we can put it out on the listserv and we get a lot of answers back. We have a lot of support within our community that I honestly think people without our association membership can have.
So before we move over to Julie, and thank you, Donna, the other thing that my goal is to make this the professional fiduciary. I don't know.
Say that 10 times.
I'm hooked on that the P word. The Professional Fiduciary Association of California, as common into public knowledge as would be a CPA or an attorney or a realtor or a financial advisor. And that's really the other part of this, is to really get the word out there that this is something that's so needed in our society. So thank you.
And part of the team.
Absolutely.
A huge part of the team.
Absolutely.
So, Julie, why would I hire a professional fiduciary? Say, for instance, myself. I have no children. Although even people who have children, sometimes that doesn't work, as we all know.
Sometimes it's not the best.
Exactly. So why should someone hire a professional fiduciary?
Well, when I meet with a potential client, I explain there's a number of reasons why you would want to consider professionally licensed fiduciary. First and foremost is you may not have the family member who can serve in that capacity. You might not have the right family member. They might simply lack the skills. There might be too many family dynamics. I have a brother and a sister. There's always, in my situation, always the favored child. Someone feels that they should do this because it's their birthright. They might not have the skills or the location to provide that service to their parents or to a loved one. Another reason too is if they don't have a child or they don't have a family member who can do that, what's going to happen? They can hire a bank, trust department in a bank that doesn't have the ability to respond immediately. They might hire a fiduciary that's not the right fit. So the biggest thing is a fiduciary can provide, depending on their skill set, resources from accounting to financial advisors to legal advice to medical care and supervision, hiring caregivers, and putting a total care plan in place. We are not a surrogate daughter or son, but in some sense we sort of are. We step in with professional ethics. With our peace of mind, we can provide that sense of we'll do the job right for them and take care of them according to their wishes.
And how long have you been doing this?
Close to 10 years. I have a little bit varied background, but close to 10 years doing this.
So in those 10 years, you have some good stories you can share?
Absolutely. I have some wonderful stories to share, but I think perhaps the one that might most exemplify what fiduciaries can do over the whole gamut of services. I had two lovely Italian sisters in El Cajon. Very, very simple means. They lived in a mobile home. The two of them were never married. Their parents were their one and onlys. They had buried their parents, and the two sisters lived together. They had no one to care for them. No siblings, no nieces, nephews, nobody else. They declined. I was brought into the case and stepped in as both their power of attorney for healthcare, power of attorney for finance, and both of their trustees. one sister passed. We expected the second sister, who was the older one, who promised her parents that she would always be there for her little sister. She passed away afterwards, and I was able to make sure that we had the health care in place. We did 2 beautiful services. I'm not Catholic. They were. I honored their wishes. We had 2 ceremonies at Holy Cross. More importantly, we marshaled all the assets, and these 2 sweet sisters living in this mobile home in El Cajon were able to leave $500,000 to 2 wonderful charities each.
Wow.
So I honored their legacy, and it gave me a chance to really be a part of their life and be the support that they didn't have otherwise.
That's awesome.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Donna, do you have a story that you wish to share?
I do. So I have a client, or I had a client, she passed away, but I had a client that her son stole money from her. And there was undue influence, that they determined that there was undue influence. As an independent professional fiduciary, I was brought in, and I was able to protect her assets, protect her, made sure she had a lot of medical issues, made sure that she got adequate and correct medical treatment. She lasted, her prognosis when I became involved with her was that she would live to maybe mid-80s at the latest. She lived to 92. So everybody was very happy about that. What I was more happy about was I was able to protect her assets and keep her safe.
And use them for her needs.
And use them for her needs.
I think a lot of times what people think is, okay, I've done my estate plan, and so I'm done. But dying's easy.
Right.
Becoming incapacitated isn't so easy. right?
Absolutely.
And I think as modern medicine allows us to live longer, people need to focus more on what's going to happen if I become incapacitated, not when I die.
True.
Right.
And we have to balance those assets with the amount of care that they actually need. You need to be able to forecast, and this is what the skills that the fiduciaries have, is forecasting that money to be able to make sure that your clients' needs and wishes are honored.
And not their children's needs and wishes.
It's always the children's needs and wishes that seem to get overwhelmed in the situation. So
Yeah.
if you are in a position where the website is pfac.org, pfac-pro.org. I encourage you to go to that website, really understand it, and really be honest with yourself, be honest with your family. I understand we had Thanksgiving a few months ago. That wasn't reality. Now is reality. So I thank you both for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Julie, Donna, thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
down from Torrance, and we
welcome.
look forward to seeing you in a few months up at the PFAC conference.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We're going to be back with a few great guests momentarily. And Patty, have you picked up your private fiduciary?
Yes, we have. So that's something else that we need to continue to work on this year.
Updating your estate plan?
Updating the estate plan, updating the fiduciary, and getting things in order.
And why is that? What's happening? What's changing?
What's changing? We're going on a big trip.
And where are you going in May?
Argentina.
Oh, wow. I'm going to, well, I'm not going anywhere. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but Ron here, I was trying to be Shaun White yesterday.
Yeah.
And for those who have no idea who Shaun White is, which I hope everybody does, he's an Olympic snowboarder, and he won the gold medal for the US of A yesterday. So, thank you.
So it's Shaun, you're not.
Shaun, I'm not.
So we have our other 2 guests here now with us. Thank you so much. This is Amy Olson, and Amy is with us from the PFAC Association.
Right.
And then we have Beth Mishka, who's an affiliate member of the association and chairing the committee for the conference this year.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Amy, we are thrilled as what you're doing for PFAC. It's going to be an amazing conference this year at the end of May, first part of June. So how many members are in PFAC, and how does one become a member?
Well, we have currently about 650 members. We have two different tracks of membership with the organization. One is those who are practicing professional fiduciaries, and the other is people that service the industry, affiliate members like you and Patty. So thank you for your support of the organization. So it's a great organization. For one of the things that Donna and Julie were talking about was the networking that members receive out of being a part of the organization. So the code of ethics and the kind of high level of credibility that clients can trust that they'll receive from employing a member of PFAC as for their services. Becoming a member of PFAC is not so easy. You don't just pay your money and become a member. You fill out a fairly extensive application. You're required to submit letters of reference from people who have worked with you and know the quality of work that you provide for your clients. And then those applications, once they're complete, are reviewed by a membership committee that consists of about 13 people within the state, and they're representative of different regions of California. So it's really a peer review process for becoming a member of PFAC. So those people that are in the membership committee review the application, they talk amongst themselves regarding the quality of the work that person provides, and then decide on membership for the individual.
Quite the vetting process.
It is a vetting process. It's not just pay your money and you're in.
And just to clarify this, because we're on Facebook worldwide, obviously, this is California.
Correct.
So,
correct.
Professional Fiduciaries Association of California, if you're freezing right now in Illinois or wherever, you may be called a guardian. Is a different term for it. So for those who are living in Illinois, New York, wherever, the word guardian can be interchangeably used for fiduciary.
Right, and California is one of a few states within the nation that require licensing and regulation of people practicing as a fiduciary. They're regulated by the Professional Fiduciaries Bureau under the State Department of Consumer Affairs. But we also work very closely with the National Guardianship Association. So other states that do not require licensing, they are termed guardians, as you said, and many of our members are not only licensed professional fiduciaries, but certified national guardians as well.
Ah, okay. So what does PFAC do to help the community?
Oh gosh,
Give
so
us a
many
little-
things. You know,
yeah.
I was thinking while Donna and Julie were talking with you both, that I think one of the things that PFAC does that really services the community is if somebody is in need of a professional fiduciary, you can go onto our website at pfac-pro.org and find a fiduciary that's a member of PFAC so that they've met those standards of credibility, they've met those standards of ethics. You can search for that fiduciary by the type of services that they provide, the specialty that you're looking for, lots of different factors that you can look for in terms of the fiduciary you'd like to work with, languages spoken, specific types of background.
It's a little bio.
It's a little bio. You can even maybe see a picture of the person. You can it's a very intimate relationship that a fiduciary has with the client. So I think, being able to provide that link for people to find a fiduciary that they can trust and provide those services for them and their family is one of the things that we do for the community. The other thing that we do is PFAC, members of PFAC are organized into regions and chapters. We have 3 regions within the state: Northern, Southern, and San Diego. You're very special.
We
You have
have
your
our
own
own, don't
region. And then those regions are divided into chapters. And all of our chapters and regions work with other organizations, other nonprofit organizations and senior care facilities within their areas, and support things like Alzheimer's awareness, cancer research, and do a lot of work with the public in terms of bringing awareness around specific senior issues and providing the best care for people.
That's awesome.
If anybody wants a bright yellow T-shirt, Patty and I have about.
Speaking of which,
the 2017 PFAC was one of the co-sponsors of the Alzheimer's San Diego Walk back in October of 2017. So we have a few T-shirts left over. They're great. If you want to be seen at night in the fog,
yellow's a great color.
it's a great color, let me tell you. So you mentioned the website, and again, I'm going to go back on one other topic that I think is so important. Let's say the parents are living in California and the children live somewhere else, or the vice versa. The children live here. But if the parents are living here and and children, you are concerned, and when I say children, you're a 70-year-old child. You're the child, and you're 70, and your mom and dad are 90 or 92, and they're living here in La Costa, and they retired out here to San Diego. Who are they going to call? They're going to call you, and you're going to come flying out here 3,000 miles to take care of an immediate need? Probably doesn't work that way. So get on the site, pfac-org. Pro. Boy, I'm having trouble with the P's today. pfac-pro.org, and really learn about it and get in touch with them and really help your parents out here before the crisis. And there will be a crisis, I'm telling you right now.
We've had calls from people in Israel. We've had calls from people in Italy. We've had calls from people in other states within the nation looking for fiduciaries in California. So
I mean, there are 40 million of us here.
it's a global experience, yes, for sure.
Well, that's fantastic that you're available like that. So,
Our next guest, Beth, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having
So
me.
what's going to make this year's conference so special?
This year's conference is going to be really fun. We've listened to the feedback from the professional fiduciaries each year when they attend the conference.
and Patty and Ron.
And yes, of course.
Because
of
we
course.
never have anything
Top
to
of the
say.
list, top of the list. And work each year to improve the conference. So this year there's actually 2 sitting judges from the Superior Court of Los Angeles that will be presenting. In addition to that, there are a couple of tracks that are new that will help the new fiduciary learn from a seasoned fiduciary. There's a track that is just called Mastermind, and that will work because we need to bring in new folks also as we have an aging population, right? So then there's also a track for practice and business development, and also a track on mental health. So really 3 different tracks will be of interest, and of course the continuing education credits are always helpful, that you can get all those in one conference. And it's always a great opportunity to make new friends, connect with the friends that you've met last year or over the years if you've attended the conference.
So if you're a professional fiduciary and you think you've got your credits taken care of or whatever, this is really an additional fantastic opportunity to really learn from other professional fiduciaries.
Correct. Correct.
So what will they gain that from attending, and what others knowledge will they gain?
As far as knowledge, great speakers. You can actually go on the pfac-pro.org website, look at the speakers, read their bios, and choose which ones resonate with your practice and you feel that you can learn the most from. In addition to the educational side of the conference, the social side is important also, right? Because we work independently, and this is a good environment to connect again. So we're having instead of the traditional gala, a farm-to-table event, and that will be outside. We'll have a band, barbecue, yard games. It'll be a much more casual and networking environment for everyone
I was wondering
involved.
when the fun was going to come.
Right, right. After sitting for a day and a half, you need to get up and have some of that for sure.
Well, go ahead.
So if people want to learn more about the conference, should they go to pfac.pro or -pro.org?
They should. They
Okay.
could. They can see the registration process. You can see, as I said, the speakers that will be presenting. You will also see folks like us that support the professional fiduciary industry so that they can better serve their clients. Myself as a financial advisor, you all in the Senior Stay or Go Real Estate, all of those providers will also be listed.
So what is our goal? What is our objective? We have a challenge out there. We have 650 licensed.
Well, we actually have, in the state of California, there's over 1,000 licensed fiduciaries, and only about 750 are currently practicing.
Okay.
And about 600 of those come to the conference.
Oh, well,
That's
that's pretty
pretty
good.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
So we can get 700. We need to get that 100 out there.
Yes, boost them up.
Call me directly, and I will take you in my car and get you there.
There you go.
Because I will be driving there this year because that's whatever.
If you get
And
the
it-
food up.
if I can drive, but that's
Can I let
one
people
is
know
it?
where
Yeah.
the conference is
Yes,
taking place?
yes, let's talk
Absolutely.
about
So
that.
the conference is taking place this year in Riverside at the Riverside Convention Center. It's beautiful. It's it was renovated just 4 years ago. It's a certified LEED facility. It's gorgeous. And then we have 3 host hotels. One is at the historic Mission Inn, beautiful landmark resort in Riverside.
That's beautiful.
And if you want to stay there, you
amazing.
need to call quickly.
We're almost full there, so you want to make sure and get in there quick. We also have rooms available at the Marriott Riverside Convention Center, which is the closest to the convention center, just right across the lawn from the facility. And then also rooms available at the Hyatt Place, which is just kitty corner from the convention center.
And since people come from all over the state, we ask them to bring a good bottle of wine.
There you go.
'Cause we know some people that have some really fine wine that will be there.
Sure.
So,
Well, and we have a wine tasting as part of the conference as
Oh.
well.
Ah, see, there's more
Yeah,
fun.
Speaking of
Okay.
wine, there is much more fun to
we
be
don't wanna
had.
we're not going to give away all our trade
Right.
secrets at this.
Yeah, and we're working to
Right.
feature Temecula Valley wines at the conference this year.
Ah.
So we're right now working with the Temecula Valley Visitors Association to try and get those wineries in and really feature wines from the region. So
Well, we are looking forward to it. Anything last you wish to share last second in terms of before everybody shares this? Daniel Wilson, I see you're on. I want you to share it. Thank you for watching. Does anybody who know? I don't know who Debbie. Do you know who that is? Who's a great guest?
That's one of my clients, actually.
Oh,
Just giving you guys a
fantastic.
shout out.
again,
Well,
thank you.
Please share and please licensed professional fiduciary PFAC. Go on, learn about it. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your family. We go into we could be here for years and tell stories that really probably nobody would believe, but they're all true. If you really want to have some fun, call these lovely people and meet them at a courtroom one day and go into probate court. That will set them on.
That'll be an eye-opening
That'd be an
experience.
eye-opening experience. And if that doesn't raise your level of awareness as to what reality is, then that is it. Patty, last.
No, just make sure that you're prepared. Be prepared. Don't wait for something to happen. Be prepared.
To Amy, Beth, thank you for being here today. It was really good. I hope I have to see everybody at the end of May. And Julie and Donna, thank you so much. They're out there and watching, I hope. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next month. Have a great, great February. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Cut. Nice job, guys.
So